Well, did you know there's a football game today?
Apparently there's one going on.
Yeah, it's the NFC Championship. So, of course, we have our team out in San Francisco right now to, prepare.
Right. And what's interesting, too, is that Jared Goff, our quarterback, has a very distinct tie back to the Bay Area. In fact, Hobie Artigue caught up with his childhood friends who grew up with him, starting as a little Pee Wee player.
That's cute.
Lions fans obviously excited, this close to making the Super Bowl. But along for the ride with his team are some of Jared Goff's closest friends. We went up to his hometown to see what made the quarterback who he is today, trying to bring his new home a Lombardi trophy. Jared Goff's football journey is one that's taken him all over, from one team to another, with emotional peaks and valleys all the way. But now, it returns to the place it all started.
Some of them have what we call in the Bay Area the Joe Cool factor, after Joe Montana. And he sort of had that. Mazi Moyed coached Goff here at Marin Catholic just north of San Francisco. Deep down inside, you're saying, hey, if things go really well, he's going to have a shot here. Seeing him bring the Lions to the NFC Championship here for the first time in more than 30 years is a special occasion all around. Be at where they're at now is just amazing. He's sort of remained himself, a humble young man.
It's not surprising, but it's kind of another one of those, surreal experiences. Cam Croteau and Alex Pokesay grew up with Jared. They played football together in high school and have stayed friends ever since. We've obviously kind of been with him, every step of the way. And he's been with us every step of the way through our life, too.
Even from a young age, he's always had that poise from playing Mighty Mite football together at 9 years old.
Goff, the player, has grown up since his time here, but his attitude is still the same as a pro.
He's been this way. He's always been super dialed in and focused with what he's doing, the task at hand.
The highs are never super high, the lows are never super low with him. I think the most competitive he gets is probably, when we're out on the golf course and stuff like that. That's when he's really, we'll talk some trash.
They shared the field with Goff and have shared in his success with the Lions too, joining Jared in Detroit for the last 2 playoff games at Ford Field.
We're lucky to be able to be a part of it, that's for sure.
You know him as Jared, and to hear an entire stadium chant his name. What's that been like?
Yeah, you get chills. It just starts happening at random times. I think it's pretty cool.
Those close to Jared have seen this before. Goff played in and won an NFC Championship with the Rams, but this time it feels a little different with Detroit.
It means a lot more because you're in a place like Detroit and that hasn't had the best track record in the past, and I know that he's excited about what he's got going on here.
We know the reputation and kind of the, how that's changed.
A comeback story for a player that now comes back home. The next destination, one every player dreams of.
Whether this game was played in the Bay Area or Mars, he's gonna have the same approach,
Just him to be Jared, be who he is and do what he does, the rest will play itself out.
You heard Coach mention how Goff has the Joe Cool factor, and Goff just so happens to wear the same number as Joe Montana, number 16, now trying to get a win here in the Bay Area to try to bring Detroit to its first ever Super Bowl.